another video. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about my top 5 things I liked about Portland, and then we're going to talk about my least 5 things I liked about Portland. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're just going to jump right into it. I recently spent like a few weeks in Portland on a travel assignment, and I was able to get a gist of the city. So coming in at number 5, my favorite thing I liked about Portland was probably the people. It's like hella millennials. You definitely got like, you get like kind of like the hippie vibes a little bit. You kind of get, everybody who's around is just kind of like goes with the flow. For the most part, they're like pretty accepting. You definitely have a very interesting set of people. Like, it seems like a lot of people in Portland, like, kind of like I said, like they're going with that flow type of thing. Like they just vibing. I definitely you'll meet people with a lot of different interests. In the house I was staying at, the Airbnb I was staying at, I never seen people make homemade beer before.
The only unfortunate part is this color is so pretty. And although this blue is pretty, one hides the other.
Yeah.
So I might go get some clear bottles because I don't think these will take care of it all.
How long has that been?
Since I started?
Yeah.
I picked all the plums. What's the date? About probably early like mid-September.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, yeah, I think, yeah, let's just go with that. Time is too weird these days to know. But I can taste the fumes already. Mm. It worked. It's real. This is legit. When I made this the first time, this stuff was basically psychedelic. It made for some really weird but fun, but like nights where afterwards it was like, what was that?
Made that the same way? That one right there?
It might have a little magical potion in it. I don't really know.
I'm excited. So that was like a thing in the house that I was in. There were like people that was in the arts. Everybody in the house I knew played some type of instrument. So you definitely just have like a lot of creative people and creativity in Portland. Coming in at number 4, I would say it was a blessing that there's no sales tax. The first time like I bought like some food or something like that, and it came out, like say my food was $10 and it came out to exactly 10, I was like, oh, that's just the restaurant. Okay, that's what's up. They didn't tax me in this restaurant. But no, you go to a grocery store, no tax, whatever it is whatever it is. So that was kind of really nice, because in Nebraska there's definitely taxes, and a lot of other places too. Coming in at number 3, other than the fact, like I said before, like the city is a vibe, but I would say that the economy, it's like super eco-friendly. Lots of like paper bags at the grocery store. There's people that ride bikes to a lot of places. Like, it's super common. So if you wanted to go to Portland, you didn't want a car, or you didn't have a car, like you would be perfectly fine, because a lot of people ride bikes there. So and then there's also like lots of like, it seems like there was like community gardens. I didn't really get a chance to go like and actually go to one and check it out, but I just remember seeing like different you see lots of people like growing their own vegetables, growing their own herbs and all kind of stuff. Like once again, one of the people that was staying in the house, he came back in with an herb, and he had picked like some rosemary out of the garden next door. So so that was pretty dope to see. Lots of eco-friendly people trying to put their green print on the earth. So that was good. Number 2 favorite thing about Portland is definitely the nature. I went on a few different hikes, went with some of my housemates to a few different areas, and it was so beautiful. There's like waterfalls and forests and mountains, and then we even went like kind of down low, or like to more lake and water areas. So definitely natured vibe. and get away from the city of Portland, you can definitely do so anywhere from, you know, sometimes 30 minutes to an hour. So that was nice. Coming in at number 1, my favorite thing about Portland was the food. Ladies, where you at? Because I know you know we love some food. Portland had the best food ever. Like, there's food trucks, which probably was the go-to thing in Portland. Like, if you in Portland, like, there's a food truck called Asylum, and that was probably my favorite one. I went there almost every single time, and it's kind of cool because they had like their own little food trucks, and they had it like within a pod or whatever. So yeah, they're just, and then you drive by, you see food trucks on the side of the streets. I definitely was going to lots of food trucks. They had good bubble tea out there. Lots of different food places, and then you get like all types of food. You know, they had food options for whatever you were thinking. I didn't see a lot of soul food, but not really into that anyways. But they did have like a lot of other stuff, and they had like vegan options, vegetarian options, like you name it. They had all the options for anybody who needed something to eat. Portland, you gonna be fine. Conclude my top 5 best things about Portland. Going into my least favorite things about Portland, we're going to talk about number 5 first. So my least favorite thing about Portland, I guess it could have been the weather. I really didn't have a lot of negative things to say about Portland, but I would say, yeah, one of them would, coming in at 5 would probably be the weather. I really love the sun. So sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's cloudy. They say it rains a lot there. Luckily, it didn't rain that much while I was there. I think I kind of just escaped a big season for that. But it does, you know, a little chillier. And, you know, the sun don't shine as much in Portland as some other places that I've been. So I would say that. That's probably number 5. Number 4 would be the traffic. Anytime that you're in like a big city, anytime that you're in a big city, you got to deal with traffic, so you get stuck in that. But to be honest, the traffic wasn't too bad in some other big cities, though. You learn to, you know, move through and adjust accordingly. Number 3, I would say Portland is kind of more expensive. The gas is definitely higher. My bill at the store was higher. Avocados was like $1 something, and I can get avocados here for like 50-something cents sometimes. Certain things were definitely higher, like the organics I feel like were higher. So I do feel like over there, like yeah, it's a little more expensive in Portland. And also as far as expenses and stuff too, like I wasn't there to rent or buy a house, but I was doing Airbnb, but even my Airbnb was more expensive than at other places too. So that just kind of tells me like kind of what the housing is like. So yeah, it's a little more expensive in Portland. Number 2, Portland has a lot of homelessness, which I didn't really understand too much, because for it to be such a green printed, like, you know, for people to really care about like the economy, the environment, and like, you know, people are like free spirited and like, you know, stuff like that. It was really sad to see how much like homelessness there was. Like, there's lots of tents, you know, under bridges, even on the side of the street, like. So that was kind of unfortunate to see. I always wonder how like a place that has like, you know, that seems like it is trying their best with the environment, you would think that like it'd be at N1 and, you know, it'd be like a, what's the word I'm trying to say? You'd think that everything would kind of flow together, you know, because it seemed like they were respecting the earth, they're trying to do like their best, or blah, 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 like, you know, good vibes, everybody is friendly, but then there was so much homelessness. So I don't know, I didn't really understand that part. Didn't have a chance to dive deep into those problems, but yeah, definitely there's a lot of homeless people in Portland. And then coming in at numero uno. My worst thing I didn't like about Portland is I didn't see a lot of whole people that looked like me. There's not really a lot of people of color in Portland. You have a pretty heavy white population. I think I saw like maybe a few, I would say it's pretty heavy white population, and I think I've seen maybe like a little bit of an Asian mix in there a little bit. But I didn't really see too much of anything else. I did see occasional black people here and there, but it was because I kind of like knew someone who knew them. So then that's like we went somewhere and then I seen some. So that's kind of how it was when I was in Portland. So that is one thing about that. There's not like a ton of people of color there. But I mean, that shouldn't necessarily deter you from going because, you know, maybe they'll never be there if more people of color don't migrate and move there. But yeah, so if you're expecting to, you know, go there and see the land of colors, you won't. But yeah, so I would say that overall Portland was a pretty good city though. Like I would go back to visit. I don't think there's a place that I necessarily like see myself living in. But it was nice though. I really enjoyed Portland. I would like to spend like another weekend there or a week there. I didn't say this on my top list, but it needs to go there because my favorite thing in general, like out of my trip about Portland when I was there in general, the best thing that I enjoyed was the people that I worked with on music. I was able to work with someone like who was a dopest producer ever. So if I have to go back to Portland, that's gonna be the reason that I go back, is to be able to work with some of the people that I met, especially the producer. So yeah, other than that, I guess that's what you need to know. Holla at me if you have any questions. Like, comment, and subscribe if you need to know something else. If you need me to go in a little more detail, you know, I'm going to do what I can. Google's also your friend. But holla at you, girl. Peace, love, and shea butter, baby. I just want to say the special gear. Shout out to my little cousin Aiden, you know. We got the little animals, little mini monsters. It's Pokemon, I think. I'm just now getting back into anime, so give me a little room. But yeah, this is his shirt. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, auntie.